Good morning, students. My name is Bhaskar Rao. I am your botany teacher. So from today we will discuss different chapters of class 11 botany. So before going to discuss different chapters, we should know the how many chapters present in biology of class 11. So biology. So what is biology? It is a study of living organisms. Study of living organisms is called biology. Biology has two parts. Biology is classified into botany and zoology. Study of plants. Study of plants is called botany and study of animals is known as zoology. And the term botany is derived from term botany. And father of botany is known as Theophrastus. Theophrastus is regarded as father of botany because he was the first scientist to describe both external and internal characters of 140 kinds of plants. Means he explained both external characters and internal characters of 140 kind of plants. Hence, he is regarded as Theophrastus is regarded as father of botany. He was the student of Aristotle. Aristotle was regarded as father of biology and zoology, but father of botany is Theophrastus. So in class 11, biology has 22 chapters. How many chapters present? 22 chapters present. So out of 22 chapters, 11 chapters from botany and 11 chapters from zoology. So what are the 11 chapters of botany? They are sequence wise. First chapter is plant kingdom. Next, biological classification. Third chapter morphology of flowering plants. Next chapter anatomy of flowering plants. Next chapter cell, the unit of life. Next, another chapter cell cycle and cell division. Next chapter transport in plants. Next chapter mineral nutrition. Next chapter photosynthesis in higher plants. Next chapter respiration in plants. And last chapter plant growth and development. So these are the 11 chapters from botany science. And these 5 chapters, transport in plants, mineral nutrition, photosynthesis, respiration, growth and development, all these chapters present in a unit that is called plant physiology unit. That is one of the important unit in class 11 botany syllabus. Now we will start with this chapter, morphology of flowering plants, because this is the basics of botany. That's why we start with third chapter, morphology of flowering plants. The first chapter we will discuss, that is morphology of flowering plants. What is morphology? Morphology, it is a branch of biology. It deals with various form, external appearance and position of various relative position of various organs, or simply it is a study of external form or external features of various organs of flowering plants. Flowering plants have different organs: root, stem, leaves, flower, fruit. So study of external features of all these organs is known as morphology. So morphology of flowering plants only discussed in this chapter. Flowering plants. So what are flowering plants? Flowering plants are also called angiosperms. Flowering plants are also called angiosperms. The kingdom Plantae or plant kingdom has different types of plants: algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Angiosperms are seed plants. Angiosperms are seed plants in which seeds encloses inside fruit. So presence of flower is the characteristic feature of angiosperms. Due to presence of flower, they are also called flowering plants. And flowering plants are characterized by presence of fruits and seeds. So angiosperms are seeded plants in which seeds enclosed inside fruits. And here sporophytes aggregated into flower. What are sporophytes? They are the reproductive structures in lower plants like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Sexual reproduction usually takes place in sporophytes. And angiosperms are advanced plants. That's why all these sporophytes are aggregated to form a compact structure which is nothing but flower. And flower is the indication for sexual reproduction in angiosperms. And angiosperms, they are the youngest group of plants, and usually they originated about 140 million years ago. They originated about 140 million years ago, and they are the most advanced, most evolved, highly advanced, and they are youngest group of plants on the earth. And these angiosperms or flowering plants have vast diversity. And in diversity of flowering plants, the first important thing is habit. So what is habit? The way of their growth, with the way of the plants, the way they are growing, and external appearance is called habit. And according to external appearance and their growth, according to habit, angiosperms or flowering plants are usually there are three types: herbs, shrubs, and trees. First one is herbs. So what are herbs? These herbs have soft stems, and they do not reach the height of more than 2 meters. And some herbs are known as annuals, and annual herbs, best example is wheat, and some are known as biennials. Best example is radish, and some of them are known as perennials. And different types of perennials. And second one is shrubs, and the shrubs have woody stems. Below, for example, this is stem, and below the stem it has woody stem, and above the stem it has herbaceous. Herbaceous means soft stem, and such type of plants are known as shrubs. And shrubs are also known as bushes. The best example is rice. Next to trees. So what are trees? They are tall plants. Tall plants are known as trees. And the trees have a stout and woody stem. And this stout and woody stem is known as trunk. And this trunk usually three types. The trunk of trees. At the stem of trees, is of three types. First, one is deliquescent, second one is excurrent, and third one is deliquescent, excurrent, and third one is unbranched. And unbranched stem means the stem or in this stem branches are absent. Usually branches are absent. Example coconut. If you observe the stem of coconut, it is straight, erect, but unbranched. And this unbranched stem, in unbranched stem usually branches are absent. Next, excurrent. In excurrent, stem has narrow branches. And this type of stem usually observed in pine trees. And deliquescent. And in the deliquescent stem, after some distance, the main stem disappear due to branches. For example, this is main stem. After some distance, it is disappear due to branches. And this type of stem is known as deliquescent. And deliquescent stem usually it has dome shape. And this type of stem usually observed in case of mango. So according to branching, the stem is of three types: unbranched, excurrent, and deliquescent. And second character is lifespan. So what is lifespan? It is a period from birth to natural death. The period from birth to natural death of any organism is called lifespan. According to lifespan, angiosperms or flowering plants are three types: annuals, lifespan with one season are called annuals. And this lifespan, it may be few days to 1 year. And best examples are rice, wheat, maize, etc. And second one is biennials, lifespan with two seasons. Are usually 2 years, maximum it is 2 years. And usually the lifespan in biennials, the first year they have vegetative growth and second year they have reproductive growth. And best examples is radish, carrot, etc. And next, last one are perennials, lifespan with many seasons are called perennials. And flowering plants, flower is the indication for sexual reproduction. So based on their flowering, perennials are angiosperms are usually two types: monocarpic and polycarpic. Monocarpic plants usually they flowered only once throughout the life. In their life, they flowered only once. And after flowering, they become dead. Rice, wheat, maize, etc. And polycarpic, mono means single, carpal means flower. So they flowered only once throughout their lifespan. And polycarpic, they flowered throughout the year or they flowered every year. For example, mango. One more example, orange, and many like that. Some of them are seasonal and some of them are non-seasonal. And usually annuals and biennials are monocarpic and perennials are polycarpic. But some perennials also they are monocarpic. Some actually perennials should be polycarpic, but some perennials they have unusual flowering. For example, bamboo. So bamboo, it has lifespan with many seasons, but it flowered only once in their lifespan. Usually it flowers after every 50 years, after 50 or 100 years. That's why it is called perennial monocarpic. So according to lifespan, angiosperms are annuals, lifespan with one season, biennials, lifespan with two seasons, perennials, lifespan with many seasons. Next, one more or last important character in the diversity of flowering plants, that is habitat. So what is habitat? It is the habitat means it is natural home. Natural home is called habitat. According to habitat, angiosperms are different types. Mesophytes, plants of land condition. Plants of land condition is known as mesophytes. Next, hydrophytes. Hydrophytes, plants of aquatic conditions. Plants of aquatic conditions. Next, xerophytes, plants of dry conditions or plants of xeric conditions. Next, halophytes, plants of saline conditions. Like that. So they are also classified into some more important types. And next, size. Next character is size. So according to size, and angiosperms have tallest, smallest and largest angiosperms. And first one is smallest angiosperm, Ulfia. Ulfia is known as smallest angiosperm, 0.1 centimeters its height. And tallest angiosperm, usually eucalyptus. Eucalyptus plant is known as tallest angiosperm, 114 meters. And largest, banyan tree. So banyan tree usually is known as largest angiosperm because one banyan tree can occupy area of 5 acres of land. So only one tree it has huge trunk and its large canopy. It can occupy area of 5 acres. That's why it is known as the largest angiosperm. So this is the diversity of angiosperms. In next class we will discuss the main topics of morphology of flowering plants. Okay. Thank you.